Hello, dear soul. My name is Kate Harmony, and welcome to the Lightbearer's Library. In today's journal entry, I want to talk about why we should expect miracles. The reason why I'm thinking about this today is because yesterday I had my own little mini miracle. Because I've been waking up every morning going, I wonder what exciting thing is going to happen today, and kind of expecting something to happen. And yesterday I checked my email and I had an order from my website. Before I started Lightbearer's Library, I had been busy crocheting toys, which you can kind of see up here. There's little puppies, and I kind of just left the idea behind because I didn't want to get into shipping, because Canada Post has been on and off striking, so I was like, well, we'll just kind of leave that aside. But I left the orders on so that if somebody came across it and wanted to buy a little toy, they could. And so yesterday I woke up to an order, and so that was yesterday, walking, getting the snow, and because we've had a lot of snow here, and so anyway, it was a great day, and that's why I didn't end up making a journal entry yesterday, but I had a little miracle. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, because I've been sort of making this a practice, and I would offer this as a practice that you could do in your own life. So let's jump into it. So it first starts with, this world, it's a bit crazy, and we can end up feeling really down. And if we're focused on the things around us that are happening that are not so good, we can end up feeling, a sort of a downward spiral of feeling worse and worse. And I think we can reverse that. So, it starts with kind of where we place our attention is where we're going to find our focus going, and what we'll get more of. That's what I mean to say. So if you think about this is kind of the example that you'll hear of. It's like if somebody says, oh, there's like a lot of red cars on the road today, and then you kind of keep your eyes out and you're like, wow, there is a lot of red cars. I'm seeing so many. And there's probably no more than usual. It's just that you've placed your attention on looking for red cars, and so you see the red cars when they drive past you or whatever. So that's kind of the premise, is what we place our attention on, we see more of around us. And so a lot of times we're placing our focus and attention on negative things. That's because we have a negativity bias in our brain that, we're sort of wired to keep an ear out for danger so that we can react, and keep ourselves safe. And that's fine, but there's not usually a lot of danger in our lives. But what we're doing is when we're scrolling or we're searching or whatever online, there's a lot of negative stories, not a lot of negative stuff coming in. And so it can pull our minds towards negativity. So we need to snap out of that. That's what I'm all about. So we need to start shifting gears into focusing on positive things, lovely, lovely, wonderful things. What lovely, wonderful things are in your life right now? What are you grateful for? What is going right in your life right now? And it might be very small. And I've talked about this in another video, but it's like, this is so important that we focus on what is going right in our life. Get rid of the negativity of all those incoming stories, the doom scrolling. Stop it. We need to stop it. That's not helping our mental health, and it's not helping, our own personal lives, those who are around us. And we need to set an example for those in our lives, by practicing that. So I like to think about, this is not a new metaphor, but I like to think about my thoughts as these seeds. That every thought is a seed that I'm planting into my future. And so when I'm planting these negative seeds, it's like, well, what do I think is going to happen in the future? When I'm planting negative seeds that spiral my mental health downwards. Duh. So I'm trying to be aware of planting positive seeds for my life, like seeing happy, wonderful things happening, expecting miracles, and why not? Why not? We can choose to think negative thoughts, or we can choose to think positive thoughts. And it's like, we feel better when we think positive thoughts. It's just that simple. So then when I like to think about, when we want to weed our garden. So we want to pull out negative thoughts out of our sort of imagination, or whatever that looks like for you. You can come up with your own metaphor, but I like to pull the weeds of all the negative thoughts and things that I don't want to continue thinking in my future. And then we watering and tending the positive thoughts with my attention, and keeping my attention focused on those lovely, wonderful thoughts. And it definitely helps me stay positive, and I think that's a good thing. But I think the thing is that our where this kind of falls apart for us is that our attention spans are like, poof, not very long, right? They kind of come and go, and there's so much grabbing for our attention these days. And so we need to try our best to manage our attention and grow our attention spans. And I think one of the best ways that I've heard of, and I think it's a wonderful practice, and I'll let you know, I haven't been that successful at it, but it's a practice, right? Growing the muscle, it takes practice. So when you get into bed at night, what you can do is, and when you're ready to sort of turn out the light and close your eyes, then close your eyes, and you're going to, from the moment you got into bed, you're going to remember your day in reverse order. So backwards, from the moment you got into bed all the way through your day, all the things that happened, all the way to when you got out of bed in the morning. So that's a lot to remember. And it's a good way of kind of being like I got into bed, and before that I, brushed my teeth, I got my pajamas on, and then, and it's just kind of like, and then I ate dinner. And it's very difficult. It sounds easy. Oh yeah. But when you actually try and do it, I dare you to do it, because I haven't been successful in getting to my morning of getting out of bed. So, it's a work in progress, but I offer it to you as a way of growing your attention, because you're not on your phone. You're not in the day trying to, keep your thoughts positive. Having said that, during your day, you want to be, keep pulling your thoughts away from negative things. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what that's it. But I wonder what it is that you're expecting from your life. Let's expect miracles. What miracles are you expecting in your life? Let's start dreaming up wonderful things into our life, expecting those to happen, and see, it's just let's keep doing it day in, day out, and I don't think that it can do us any harm, that's for sure. Anyway, I would love to hear from you in the comments what miracle you're expecting. And if this just made you feel uplifted and positive, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the Lightbearer's Library, because that's what we're all about, spiraling upwards to positive mental health and a better world for ourselves and those around us. Okay, wishing you many, many blessings. Signing off for today, XOXO Kate.